Just a moment here. I'll go live. Just a moment. Excuse me. Kind of cold out here today. But, I still got my garment on. So for those that might like to chastise, uh, I still got it. But I had to wear some of the original native wear today. You know. So nevertheless, all honors and glory due to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Kakodash. All right. So I'm just gonna go where the spirit leads me. Okay. Uh, the spirit wakes you up, and you wouldn't be alive if you didn't have the spirit. So you know that's why we say Lord willing, because you never know in these times that these dreadful times that we're living in. So I like to kind of contemplate when I wake up in the morning, because without a shadow of a doubt, I know that I possibly could have not woken up and could have been dead. And being in the week of the Passover, whether you take it seriously or not, um, uh, when you're ready for it, you're ready for it. It's nothing to be played with. But the beginning stages of it is to go by the guidelines. You know, try to do your best by taking out the leaven, out your house, and just going by the basics. Not not being so far fetched where you're hurting yourself. Because you can and indeed hurt yourself when you're coming into this truth by your own hands. So patience is the thing. It's not about carnality, okay? And you have to sometime, somewhere in your walk, you're gonna have to learn patience. Patience is a virtue, and that's something that you're gonna have to learn. For those of you out there that are impatient or that's coming in the truth and figuring things out for yourself, and it's never gonna work that way. When you want to try to figure out things for yourself, it just it's not gonna work. So what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna destroy yourself, for lack of better words, and that's just what it is. If the spirit ain't working with you, then by no means will you advance in any type of thought patterns, because we're dealing with life here. We're dealing with a lively book. We're living and dealing with a live document, which belongs to Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Okay? At the end and at the beginning of every day. At the end and the beginning of every day. You got all kind of demons running around, driving around all day long. So what's going to end up happening is either you're going to be on good side of judgment or you're going to be on the bad side of judgment. You know, so here it is. Let me bring out a scripture. Try to anyway. Try to. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 1. Let's see here. I just had it. It was in my focus. Verse 8. Yahushai Hamashiach, the same yesterday and today, forever. So the Lord don't change. For no man, no woman, or child. Okay? So what's going to end up happening is that judgment is going to be brought. And it's going to not be so delightful in certain times. Certain times. Okay? Because there's going to be a multitude that's going to, and always has, rejected the truth. So now the truth is awoken and brought on a grand scale that no man can deceive. Okay? So this is not a thing of flesh and blood. And for you 2/3, you wicked ass Israel niggas, things ain't looking good for you. It's not looking good at all. And in fact, if you keep taking Esau Edom, so-called white man, his advances, your ass is grass. Because clearly you're showing whose side you're on in the midst. In the midst meaning the middle. So what's going to end up happening? What type of judgment is going to be brought? Well, it's going to be clean and sharp. Clean and sharp. Clean and sharp. A precision cut where you made your choice. You decided to love your slave master, grandchildren at this point in time, and go along with his folly. So, being that's what you chose, you'll be judged by it as well. And that's just the way it goes. You don't want to fall into your lot of who you are and what you're supposed to be. You want to be somebody's hoe. Let's just say it like that. You want to be somebody's hoe. You want to be what is it called? A heifer to someone else and being in this world and living and standing for someone else's beliefs and being what somebody else wants you to be, then you deserve death. That's just what it is. You deserve every bit of it, whatever comes your way. Now, the men of the Lord, look, check this out. I'm not in the business of business. I'm not in the business of building up the next man's house. That's as good as stacking some bread to lie in your own grave. Like you don't want substance. You want somebody else to tell you what to do. That's that. Look, you building a tomb in the next man's house. Hell wrong with you. Now that's exactly what you're doing. I'm talking about 2/3 at this particular moment. And that's just what it is. Trying to keep this dynasty going. This wicked ass society. And we're all guilty of certain things, but we were birthed in sin. Okay? And transgression. And on top of that, curses. Now, you don't want to do what's best to your ability, then what good use are you? What they call it? Worthless eaters or something like that, of that effect. Deemed worthless eaters or something like that. You mean to tell me you ain't vexed in this place? Here in Babylon, the land of confusion. Oh yes, it's confusion. And if you a weak ass, broke back ass nigga, hey, look, where's your proper position? What do you do? What do you do? After the cost of living, paying bills, rotating bills, giving your body and being susceptible to every guideline and rule of Babylon under the under the rulership of Esau Edom. What do? Nothing for yourself. That's how you was trained and that's how you was taught. That man don't give a fuck about you. Excuse my language. And that's not cursing. That's just telling the truth, bluntly. That's all it is. Not out here to, I'm definitely not out here to blaspheme. Okay? I'm not out here for that. This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast, because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. Yahweh wa Yahweh, I will also forget thy children. See how important that is? It's very important. Very important. It's part of your lifeline. Very important. But you reject it. And you have rejected it ever since the wilderness. Now, I give a damn less about any Babylonian driving down the street, up and down, to and fro. I'm not here for you. I'm only out here to warn, to get the blood off my hands. Okay? The blood off my hands. See, knowing this truth comes with a certain fashion and an estate. It's better for you that you have not known, rather than to have known. So the stripes will be worse on you if you know and you hide this truth. Okay? And that's the fashion of it. That's the truth of the matter and situation at hand, day to day, not night to night. When you're waking up in this truth, you're in the light, not the dark. You know who you are. So that's where everything lies. Truth. And it requires change to the best of your ability. Man, woman, and child. No matter what fashion you come in, you need to be cleaned up. And that's it. Cleaned up. A woman needs to fall in her role, and a man definitely needs to fall into his role. But here in Babylon the Great, this mystery whore, it's not acceptable. It's illegal. It's illegal. Yeah, everything goes in this place. Every goddamn thing. Now all of a sudden it's starting to get cold. Super cold. It was supposed to be a nice day. Nevertheless, I don't give a damn. I'm going to stand right here. Yeah, women being men, men being women. Everything's fucked up. Excuse my language. Everything's going to, it's always been crap since the great rob and murder that established this place from the get-go. From the get-go. Yeah, from the get go, it's been dunghill. Okay, you can think that you're eating good food. You can think that you got that woman, which you only courted her. You don't own her. She don't really love you. She loves power. Okay, something that you can never provide. You can never provide in this lifetime. Not in this dynasty. Not in this dwelling place. This queendom. You'll never be able to accommodate her. And she's wicked as all outdoors. The human woman, that is. Not the knowledge. Because the knowledge is the most beautiful thing that you can ever gather and stand by and collect. And she'll never talk back to you, but she'll give you. And that's wisdom. Okay? In this society, what does it promote? Wickedness. It promotes all kind of fuckery. Things that don't really even matter. Okay? Disneyland. Okay? Skin tight. Let me show all my curves. Let me be backwards. You know, that's what these women are, backwards. They're full of shit. Let me go on ahead and get off the cycle and then go out. No, rather than dressing up at home, go outside. Get dressed up and go outside to show the next man your so-called beauty. Yeah, go outside to be a what? To be a hoe. Showing forth your glory, your deed, as in being a woman. Here in Babylon, you can do that. It's acceptable. Yeah, they love that shit. Excuse my language. But yeah, they love that. That's how they get down out here. Porter, the number one seller, above everything that's sold inside of a store, is prostitution. Pour out your daughters. Pour out everything that's able to be seen. Lust, lasciviousness. What the elder teach me? Uh, uh, it's another word. Substance. I can't get the word out right now. But it's another word for it, along the lines of lasciviousness. So any and everything that has to do with pleasing the flesh. Any and everything that has to do with pleasing the flesh. Now, if the household ain't right and the man ain't doing his job in this society, we know we got a bitch ass motherfucker worrying about what the next man's doing with his rod. What is it your business to do with how I raise a family and how I bring children into the world and mold my household? Okay? This is Babylon. This jealous ass homo Esau Edom wants everything in the grips of his hand. Okay? He's totally contrary, backwards. My household has nothing to do with you. In fact, mind your own goddamn business. How about that? You want to govern and rule over everybody. You already gave everybody the you know what, and people fell for that. But guess what? The men of the Lord ain't falling for that shit. Okay? And guess what? Another thing. Guess what? Your ass is grass. You fucked up. Now, back to these women. This is Deuteronomy chapter 22. This is real law book being brought out. Not some infatuation of the imagination that most go by in black and white. Under the guise of being sheeple, wanting to be ruled over, want somebody to guide your life, pay them all kind of pennies to guide your life. This is Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy power, Yahweh wa Yahushua. So, what is going on today across all four corners of the earth? Contrary. Okay, blood contrary against the Holy Scriptures. Now, Esau, you had your time, okay, to rule. You can't get right. You wasn't born to get right. Okay? You're going to fall into your position. And your position is to be ruled over. Yeah. That's what it is. Okay? You wicked. You have no understanding. You can't sit down at a table. You can't compromise with anyone. You show forth your true DNA. You have been assessed it throughout time. Okay, from the first Pharaoh, okay, when you went off and you married into him, all the way until now. And them 400 years, 430 years back then wasn't the 300 or 400 years now. So now your ass got to pay. And how are you going to pay? You got to pay in boil. You're going to give everything that you took. You're going to give all that shit back. Every ounce, you're going to give back. Every troy ounce, you're going to give back. Now, that's how it's gonna work. Thought you done got away. Thought that you got away with grand crimes. The crime of the century. Yeah, you thought you got away. Look at the condition of the earth. Look at what you have done under in your hand. Not underhanded, in your hand. In your hand. Yeah, in your hand. So what has to happen? You have to be judged. Now, recompense, recompense has to happen. Not only recompense, inquisitioning has to happen. So what happens when inquisitioning, just like when you go to court, you got 1,000,001 laws written. What happens when inquisition comes into play? Well, you go sit your ass down and you're going to be judged for all the crimes and atrocities that you've committed on the planet. Now, I stand here next to a beautiful tree. Okay, a beautiful one. It's still here. An acorn tree. Where are your ancestors? Well, only evident, you can look up and down the street and see them riding along, prancing along, acting as if they're not guilty. Now, you forked tongue, you got a forked tongue, a forked tongue. So, what is the statutes and limitations of murder? And again, I stand right here by this tree. What is the statutes and limitations on murder? There isn't any. So therefore, somebody's on the loose. That's a criminal and a vagabond and a fugitive running from law, the real law. Okay? Justice. So what has to happen? You're going to be visited. No matter how you deem it, how you see it, you're going to be visited. How can this thing be worked out? How can the matter be reconciled with? There's only one way. Only one way. So, this one way is, no, there's a few ways, but it all got to fall in order. It has to fall in order. It gotta go. It gotta fall in order. Yeah, let's read. I'm gonna read one order of it. Just one. Because we already know what time and season we're in and where things are headed. So, and the deceitfulness that's involved. So, everything just like dominoes. Everything gotta fall accordingly. It has to fall accordingly. Not by my guys, because I don't rule nothing. I'm filthy. I don't rule nothing. Yeah, I don't rule nothing. All of a sudden it's getting cold out here. I tell you, you know, hey, it is what it is. So how is things gonna get brought into existence, fruition? How is things gonna be corrected? Well, it cannot be corrected in this place, but it will be corrected somehow, some way. And again, not by my hand, but by the Heavenly Father and its only begotten Son. Okay? Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. So, payments are due. Just like I got to pay rent, payments are due across all four corners of the earth. Not just here, where I'm at currently, but in the blue, what is this? A sundown state, a sundown area, but across all four corners of the earth. Okay? It has to be paid. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So your days of rape, rob, and murder is coming to an end. Okay? That whole supremacy law is coming to an end. And you know it. Wake up every day just to see you, the very one that oppressed the Lord's people, the apple of the eye. And somehow, some way, you think you're going to get away, but you are not. And that's the way it's going to be. Now, you tamed all these other people until your bullshit, your potion, you tamed them, but you didn't tame the men of the Lord. Okay? Now, you'll never be able to accomplish that. There. So, what's going to end up happening? People are going to be destroyed. We already know what you got. We know what you're up to. You're exposed. And when the Heavenly Father's only begotten Son, Yahweh shows up, you already know. Your ass is grass. You're grass. Now, I ain't gonna waste too much more time. I thought I would see somebody walk past that I could probably shed the light to, but I haven't. Buses rolling by, people going about their business. It's pretty early. But nevertheless, I'm going to close out. All honors and glory due to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakak Radash. Double honors to the elders and apostles over at Great Millstone, for where I got this truth and sincerity. Lord willing, to the next time, Shalom.